And then Ham means hot in Hebrew, and Ham is thought to be the father of the African people. Of
Hmm.
course, they're dark skinned and they live in a very hot environment for the most part. And Japhet or Japheth is means opened, and he was the father of the Asian and European people, more fair skinned people. And so, and of course, there's mixes all across the board throughout history. But it was Ham who Noah put the curse on.
Hmm.
Actually, Ham's son,
Canaan.
Canaan or
Yeah.
Canaan, and of course, he was the Canaanites had the giants in the land. That's what the whole, story is about taking the land back. We are like grasshoppers in their eyes. And it's implied in some of the stories and the narratives that they were cannibalistic. They ate human beings for food. And it's even implied in some other stories. But I think it's just fascinating to see that. And then we look at the names, the prophetic names, you probably heard this before. From Adam to Noah, we have the lineage. Each name has a meaning, and it's a prophecy of the coming Messiah. And I can read it real quickly if you don't mind.
Go for it.
So Adam, or Adamah in Hebrew, it means man or humanity. Seth means appointed. Enosh means mortal. Canaan or Canaan means sorrow. Mahalalel, I like that name, Mahalalel, means the blessed God. Jared or Yared means shall come down. Enoch means teaching. Methuselah means his death shall bring. Can you imagine growing up? Hey, what's your kid's name? Oh, it means his death shall bring.
And he lived the
Methuselah.
longest. Yeah, he
And
he
he
had
lived
to
the
endure
longest.
that name longer than anybody.
And the flood only began shortly after the death of Methuselah. So Methuselah and Noah were contemporaries. And then Noah's father is Lamech, which means the despairing, and Noah's name means comfort. So when we turn that into a sentence, which many Hebrew words will do this, man appointed mortal sorrow. The blessed God shall come down, teaching his death shall bring the despairing comfort. It's a prophecy of the coming Messiah. In the list of the names from Adam to Adam died before Noah was born, but Adam was a contemporary of Noah's father. So Noah could have heard the creation story from his dad, who heard it directly from Adam. We forget how closely related all these people are in age and time. And I think that's just beautiful. But we see that same concept in the names of many biblical characters, but particularly the list of lineage from Adam to Noah. The simple meanings are just names, but the foundational meaning is the prophecy of the coming Messiah.
That's incredible.
It's interesting too. The waters in creation and the waters of Noah's flood, the waters above and the waters below were burst
Yeah.
forth. Water can either bring life or it can kill you. You have to have water every 3 days or you're dead. But too much water will kill you. You can drink a gallon a day and you'll die drowning from the inside out, or you can die in a big pool of water.
Mhm.
So water always represents cleansing, but it also represents God's judgment.
Do you advocate a young Earth theory then, or are you not sure?
Yes and no. I think that the Genesis 1:1 and 1:2 gap could be millions of years.
Yeah.
It could have been several generations of different creatures,
Yeah.
of different races. It's just not clear. But it's not pertinent to us, so God doesn't bother. Why am I going to explain to them a race of beings they know nothing about, will never encounter?
Yeah.
Uh,
Interesting.
One other thing I wanted to mention, it was a nugget we can maybe do another time, is the significance of the raven and the dove that Moses released from the ark. Dove in Hebrew is Yonah. Sound familiar? Like the word Jonah?
Oh, okay.
That's what Jonah means in Hebrew, is Yonah. It means dove. The root word for Yonah is yain. That's wine.
Hmm.
So the root word for dove is wine. And why is wine such? What did Moses? What did Noah do? He was the first one to plant a vineyard. And he got drunk. Why? How did he get drunk? Because wine, because the atmosphere of the earth before, there was no way that it would become alcoholic. The alcohol would not be created in a pre. He didn't know he could get drunk. It didn't exist before. This was a
Okay.
change of the atmosphere afterwards. So, and I don't believe that his son had sex with him. I think he just shamed his father.
That's
Mhm.
way more devastating to the ancient world. Being disrespectful to your elders is the worst thing in the world you can do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it makes sense because of the response of the other two brothers walking backwards indicates that it was a matter of looking
Right.
upon as opposed to having sex with. It just the term looked upon nakedness is also used for sexual relations. So that's where the
Right.
confusion comes. But all right, what about Raven?
So raven in Hebrew is orev. Orev. That's spelled ein, resh, bait. So ein is an eye, literally means eye in Hebrew. Resh means the prince, and bait means the house. So if you take the Hebrew word for raven and translate it to sentence, it's the eyes of the king or the ruler on the house. So the raven was sent out as the eyes of the king or the ruler. We even see that in Nordic mythology, that Odin supposedly uses the eyes of ravens to keep an eye on things. I think that even goes back to ancient Hebrew understanding. And that's Orev in Hebrew. So, and he only sent the raven one.
Did he send the raven before the dove in the story?
Yeah, the raven first. Yeah.
Interesting.
And
My friend, I think we're done.
all right. Shalom.
Shalom.